national corporate control, or what Ben Bagdigan refers to as the private ministry of information and culture. Superficially, hip-hop culture and the commercial rap industry seem similar, though based on the definitions discussed earlier, these are two different concepts with conflicting agendas. The corporate medium relies on the commodification of hip-hop, diluting the culture to a base-level product, or hip-hop. Hip-hop is the commercially viable byproduct of the exploitation of hip-hop culture, which defines rap as a central component in its least complex terms. Hip-hop negotiates success as the acquisition of material goods and utilizes homophobia and sexism toward that end. Commercial rap is consistent with the hegemonic ideological conception. According to Gramsci, mass media are tools that ruling elites use to legitimate or normalize their ideas, philosophies, culture, and power. Stuart Hall further notes that hegemony is a framing of all competing definitions of reality within the dominant class's range, bringing all the alternatives within their horizons of thought. The dominant class sets the limits, both mental and structural, within which subordinate classes live and make sense of their subordination, in such a way as to sustain the dominance of those ruling over them. Herman and Chomsky understand this process as a propaganda model, and note that in countries where the levers of power are in the hands of the state, bureaucracy, the monopolistic control over the media, often supplemented by official censorship, makes it clear that media serve the ends of the dominant elite. It is much more difficult to see a propaganda system at work where the media are private and formal censorship is absent. What is not evident and often remains undiscussed in the media is the huge inequality in command of resources and its effect both on access to a private media system and on its behavior and performance. Based on the globally popular commodity of commercial rap music, observers have called for a post-hip-hop aesthetic. Asante Jr. writes, "Post-hip-hop is an assertion of agency that encapsulates this generation's broad range of abilities, ideas, ideals, as well as incorporates recent social advances and movements, i.e. the women's movement, the anti-war movement, gay rights, anti-globalization, that hip-hop has either failed or refused to prioritize." Asante further postulates hip-hop as art, culture, and community has failed to respond to any of this generation's critical issues. And this call for a post-hip-hop aesthetic seems appropriate. It echoes Neil's approach to a post-soul aesthetic. Neil offers that post-soul is a radical reimagining of the contemporary African-American experience, attempting to liberate contemporary interpretations of that experience from sensibilities that were formalized and institutionalized during earlier social paradigms. Yet Neil and others build on interpretations that call for the opening up of black expressive culture rather than essentialist notions from without. Stated another way, if we accept the premise advanced by Lord that the master's tools will never disassemble the master's house, is it expected that the master's definition will serve subversive interests? Dismissing hip-hop's progressive potential shuts out the voices and work of women who have labored and continue to participate in creating new forms for this expressive culture. In the interest of time, I'll be very brief. I wanted to lay out just a couple things that were areas of missed opportunities, one of which is the tip drill fallout, Ellie's music video, the related dialogues after. The second has been the overwhelming amount of literature created and produced by black women who are actually the forerunners of what we are calling hip-hop literature. So those are the two areas that I wanted to discuss as failed moments of critical gender analysis. And I'll conclude, I won't read the rest of this, I don't have time, but I'll conclude by saying that a feminist scholar once wrote that it's difficult to fight the enemy when the enemy has outposts in your head. And this is the challenge, particularly men who are sensitive to issues of sexism have. And so moving away from hip-hop, if we wholesale move out of the discussion about it, or we just say that it's sexist, there's nothing we can do about it, we shortchange that discussion, and we shortchange the contributions that women have produced and continue to produce in terms of hip-hop scholarship. Thank you.